Good afternoon. Welcome to our 2019 Women's Soccer Preview for the Lady Trailblazer Women's Soccer Program. I'm joined today by head coach Jake Warren. Coach, thanks for coming. Starting your fifth year here at the institution. Before we start looking ahead to this year, let's look back to last year. You guys finished with a record of 7-7-4, losing the quarterfinals of the tournament to a good Carlo team. Just kind of go back to last year and kind of your thoughts on how the season went.
Yeah, I think it was a good year. Obviously, when you lose the last game of the season, you're always a little disappointed. But I felt like it was a year where we got everything out of our group. Dealt with a lot of injuries, so there was a lot of just inconsistent lineups. I think we only had one girl who started every single game. So just dealt with a lot of adversity. I thought, despite that, I think we got everything out of our team, and it was a good year. Obviously, we want to improve. We want to get past first round of the playoffs. But in general, I think a lot of momentum going into this season, especially considering, the playoff game that we played against Carlo. We had no seniors on the field to start the game, so pretty much everybody coming back, which is a positive looking forward.
You mentioned last year a very small senior class. Your junior class last year, now senior class, is a really strong class for you. And over these past 3 seasons, they made the tournament 3 times, made it to a championship game. Just talk about how much they've meant to your program as you've kind of built this history these past few years, and let's try and make that streak stretch into this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great ride with our current senior class. Obviously, there's a lot of good players in that class, and it was the first class that I recruited, so there's a lot of special moments there for sure. And yeah, they've accomplished a lot, like you said. Just I think their first year going to the championship game, and pretty much every season making noise in the conference and getting to the playoffs and doing well. So it's been a good legacy they've left behind. Obviously, we want to send them out with a bang, and we'd love to get back to that River States Conference championship game and, like I said, graduate them the right way. So.
Like I said, 3 straight years in the postseason. As you look at this year, especially in the conference, what's going to be the biggest key for you guys to make that streak for?
Yeah, I think for us, just having so many new players, I think we have, between transfers and incoming freshmen, we have 15 new girls. So I think the biggest question mark for us is just trying to mesh everything together. We have a big senior class, but also a really big freshman class. So, blending, things that have already been going well with some new faces, I think that's going to be key, especially early on, just kind of, figuring out roles and our team identity.
You mentioned that big freshman class is going to be coming in for you guys. How do you see them kind of playing this year? Do you see people contribute right away, or do you see them kind of building up over the next couple of years?
Yeah, we're really excited about this class. I think we have a lot of girls who can step in on day one and contribute. I think one thing this team will have this season is just depth. I think we have pretty much every position, multiple players that can step in and play a big role. So I'm looking for a lot of new girls to step in and make a big impact right away.
Let's talk about the schedule real quick. You always seem to have a really tough non-conference schedule right away. You like to get your girls battle tested. That's going to be the same way this year. You have a long road trip to start the season. How do you see that kind of helping your team as you move into the conference play to have those tough games early on?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, the non-conference portion of the schedule is always great because it preps you for October when conference play gets here, and we know that's always a dogfight. So playing some tough matches in August, September definitely is going to be good for us just to kind of, expose some weaknesses and get us ready for the most important part, which is conference play.
Before I ask you the last question here, I want to touch briefly on here in a couple weeks. You have a chance to go down to Costa Rica with your team. You're going to be able to play some games, but also be able to serve down there on a missions perspective. Just kind of talk about what that's going to mean for your group to kind of get them together, spend some time together, and just be the hands and feet of Jesus down there in Costa Rica.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's something, the girls that have been here for 3 years with me have talked about a lot as far as wanting to do, and so we felt like this summer was the perfect opportunity just with having a lot of seniors on the team We thought it would be a great thing to do, obviously, as a team, building team unity, giving people the experience of going overseas and doing something a little different than they're used to. Playing against some local teams down there, which will be really tough, and that's going to be a great soccer experience. And then, like you mentioned, obviously, it's a mission trip, so being able to do some youth ministry and work with a church down there to serve for that week that we're there and make an impact.
That's awesome. Well, we're almost a month away. Athletes going to be on campus here soon. As you start the season, what's going to be the biggest thing you're preaching to your girls as far as kind of the goals you're reaching for this year?
Yeah, I think every year, especially in August, that's always the most exciting part, just because there's so much promise looking ahead to what we want to do. On the field, we have big goals to make some noise in the River States Conference tournament. I think the biggest thing when we come in as a team, like I mentioned a little bit ago, is just gelling the group. Team unity is always a big deal for us, so I think we have the talent. I think we're going to be improved this year for sure. Again, it's just about can we put it together? Can everybody buy into their role? Can we implement our system with a lot of new faces joining the team? So yeah, coming together as a group, implementing our style of play, and just like I said, big goals. So.
All right, thanks, Coach. Look forward to the season.
Thanks.
That's all we have for today. Like I said, Lady Trailblazers will have their missions trip here in a couple weeks, and they'll be back on campus in about a month. They will open play on August 17th here at home for a scrimmage, and we'll hope to see you all there. Thanks.